Hello, right you be, it's Bootsowen here. This is the Bosch WFK 2801 washing machine, the one that we did a test wash on there a few weeks ago. This one is over here now. This one, the 1401 WFF, did something weird. It would spin on a spin cycle, but it wouldn't turn on a regular cycle. So there's something wrong with it. Could be brushes, could be a dead motor. This one's already eaten up one motor, so might be the end, don't know. WFF 1800, I've put a new rubber seal on that. There's a video of that coming soon as well. I'm just thinking, I don't know if I put up the test wash of this one, but it is working and it's in now and it works really well. The only thing I don't like about it is that it beeps when it's finished, and that's not much of a complaint really. It's just you can hear it the whole way through the house. We've gone from a 1200 spin up to a 1400 spin, which is pretty fast. Over there in the corner, the noise you can hear is the White Knight Eco 43A gas tumble dryer tumbling away. Let's see, you can see the flames burning in there. Gas tumble dryer, I reckon that's the way to go. I think our energy bills have dropped since we got it. Vacuum cleaners, that Henry's been repaired. I've put the good motor from another Henry into that one because that motor was a bit ropey, but all the controls were good in it. Got that recently. Vax Power Pet, I've done a video on that recently I think as well, and a new belt on that. It's somewhere in the playlists coming up soon. The yellow pneumatic, it's really rough sounding but it works. I think I've got some new bags for them coming or arrived already, one or the other. Don't know if I have them handy. And what else is up on the bench? Lots of tools really. Some lathe parts, lathe tools, a clock, this and that. Let's go outside. Oh, there's the other one, the WOK Bosch. Haven't done anything with that, really. I fixed the control board on it after I got it wet and we know it works, so I've just left it really. Oh yeah, there's those Henry bags, they came out. Yeah, let's go outside. There's lots going on out there. So then, amongst all the piles of rubbish, there's the Dyson that got smashed, and a video, you know, was really popular. 2 or 3 videos I made about it, they were really popular, and they still are, which is quite a surprise to me. I'm not sure that there's much else I can do with it other than keep throwing bricks in it and making the same video again and again, which from my point of view is kind of tedious, so I'm not really too interested in that. But if you've got a better idea, tell me about it. There's that Bosch that had the dud motor, so I've got no motor in that one, so I can't actually do any smashing on it, which is a shame. Nice machine, other than obviously it doesn't work. I've taken some parts off it, but I don't know why, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. Over here I have that old Indesit that didn't work. I've got that wired up now and it works. It's alright for smashing, that is. Recently, or well, not recently, but more recently than anything else, I found this LG washing machine. It's a 9 kg inverter drive motor with a steam function. Quite a fancy one. Don't know if it works. It has the transport bolts still in it, inside in the drum and the hose. So I reckon there could be a bit of sport there for doing a smash or just doing a few washes with the transport bolts in. Tell me if you think that's a good idea or a bad idea, but you know, worth watching. I've got to make a filter video of that. I don't know if maybe I've done that already. I'm not sure. Better check if I've edited that. Might have to make that filter video because you know what I'm like with these filter videos. It's a shame, this machine, really. I'm not sure if it works, but even if it does, it's really battered. Like, all the paint has come off here, and you couldn't sell this where I am. So it's missing its door down there. It's I don't know if it's pretty dirty. There's like something missing off the handle as well, so the inside of the handle's missing. It looks like actually it's had a new door seal. I didn't think that. Door seal's coming off there on the top, but it's that's a new door seal. That's not original, so it's been repaired, and bearings actually feel okay, but that looks like the transport bolts. Looks to be 5 of them in there, which is kind of weird. Close that up, and then over here it's the Candy. Put a video about this up recently. It's the what is it? It's GVS 169D3. I've taken the front off it because people recommended that the triac was probably knackered, so I've ordered a couple of triacs. They'll take a few weeks to get here. In the meantime, I'm going to try and test the one that I've got on the bench, see how that goes. I'll put up a video of it. And then over here I've got this Hotpoint WMA50 I've tested it, it doesn't work. It's only fit for the brick. Clean enough machine, I don't really like them. It's a really kind of low-end model one as far as I'm concerned, so there's only one option for that. That's where we're up to at the moment. In the cellar, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 washing machines in one cellar, 2 in the other cellar. That makes 6. 6 in there, 7, 8 out here, 9, 10. It's getting bad. I'm gonna have to go to the scrapyard again, get rid of them. Yikes. It just builds up really quick. Let me know if you've got any ideas for wrecking them. Someone said throw a sewing machine in. There's a sewing machine in there somewhere, but I got this one. It's a faff sewing machine, and the timber work's all knackered on it. Not that you couldn't repair it, but it's got woodworm and all that. Don't know if it works, and what I haven't got is the control pedal for it. They have a specific control pedal so that you can drive the speed on them. So without that, it doesn't really work, and I guess I could order that, but it's quite an old machine. The thing is, it's cast iron, so it's really heavy. So if I can get that into a machine, probably do a lot of damage, especially if I just pull the base off it, you know, because then it might fit. A lot of weight in there. Or try the lightweight one. Or maybe try and put a vacuum cleaner in a washing machine. I haven't done that before. I wonder could you do that and turn it on? The flex would get caught up. It's a big car battery there, that might do it. Well, not a big one, a small one, but it would fit in a washing machine, it'd be good weight. Wonder what else there is. Kettles, this and that. I think I've done a kettle in a washing machine. Washing machine motors. Got loads of cast iron weights, but I'm kind of dubious about putting them in because the last time I did that, one of them shot out the top, like through the drum, through the tub. The machine kept going. We didn't even know it had come out. It shattered inside and then kind of exploded out through it. Brake caliper, that's a good idea. That's actually quite heavy and you know, relatively compact. Or the other one in under here, under this fire grill, is a Dyson ballast, which is cast iron. So there's the front ring ballast or half ring, and then there's a top ballast. They can be much smaller because they're denser, because they're cast iron rather than concrete. So yeah, oh actually let's just, before I wrap this video up, like this is just a what's going on video, so don't expect to learn anything from it. I've had a few comments recently about this thing, which is the TDA 1085C universal motor controller. And I've had this rigged up on this grindstone arrangement for quite a while. I've used it once or twice. It works really well. You just have a little kind of volume control to adjust the speed, turn it down, turn it on, and it gets feedback from the tacho on the machine. So I've got 2 sets of cables coming to it. One's a tacho, one's a motor, and then one's a power in. I don't know if that's the right arrangement, but that's how it works. I've got it mounted up on a piece of wood, and really it needs something like a plastic box or even a metal box that's earthed on top of it. I need to make another video about that, but haven't got around to it. It's on the round to it list. Up on the bench, that's the motor out of the Candy with the dud triac, and there's the triac over here that I want to test. That's the triac in there. I've ordered a new one. I've ordered 2 new ones because they're cheaper to buy in pairs than they are to buy in singles, bizarrely. What is it? Let's get the thing on it there. BTA 316, is it? Can we get a better picture on that? BTA 316 800B. They're about £2. Well, they're about £4 for 2 delivered. So I just bought 2 in case, and I'll just try and desolder that one. It shouldn't be a big issue really. Just unscrew it, desolder it, pop the legs out, and I guess I've got to pull the board out. I wonder if this might be a double-sided board, which might make it a bit more interesting, but because it's a through mount rather than a surface mount, I should be okay doing it, you know, with my rudimentary soldering skills. I've looked up some of these boards, but they cost an absolute fortune, like between 60 and 200 quid for, you know, a machine that's, well, maybe not 200, but 100 and something quid. E430 26315, don't know which number it is. Date code, where are you? 34/18. I thought this machine was 10 years old, but I think now it's 2 years old, which, you know, kind of tallies with the, what's it, near frequency, it's not written on the front. This Smart Touch thing, it's got a, like, near field communications thing in the machine, so you can, I don't think it'll tell you anything that it won't tell you on the front or with the manual, but it just gives you this, you know, smartphone, Internet of Things kind of vibe. So there, that's that. That motor is the one out of the Bosch that's broken. There's no brushes in it. I don't know what's wrong with it other than I think it's got an earth fault or some kind of a power leakage fault in it. Candy motor. Over here on the bench, now ignore that motor, that's just another one that I found recently. I've got this thing, which is pretty cool, really. I'll make a better video of it, but I couldn't get this apart. I've started to damage it. It's a incoming power to a house that would then have two big breakers or two big fuses going to a old-timey electricity meter, going to a large switch that would isolate the supply, and then over here a cast iron, I've never seen one of these before, cast iron fuse board, and all the breakers are gone. They're not really breakers, they're fuses in this case. They're all ceramic. It's got some instructions on it. Really old Cantark MEM fuse board. Cast iron door. Cast iron sides, but a pressed steel back and base there, I think. Timber grommets. No, maybe that one's not timber, but they're definitely timber grommets over here on this. And they're timber grommets on the big switch. It's a 30 amp switch. It's a contact breaker? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And these, you know, they're designed that you loosen off the wing nuts on the sides and you can rotate these to wire them in better. It's still got most of its wiring. Some of them aren't populated. I don't know, you know, what it was used as or what. But it's just pretty cool to see something like this, you know, and it's kind of cool that we went from steel that was earthed, cast iron that was earthed, to plastic, which wasn't earthed because there's no point because it's plastic. But then we've gone back to steel boxes that are earthed again. I guess because of fire, maybe. I've done a video on one of these Aeroflex flue vents before. This is one of property of MCED. I think that's Manchester City Electrical Department, maybe. I've smashed this up trying to get it off, and I still haven't managed to get the breaker out. But there's the fuse. I might completely smash one side of it. I might completely smash the whole thing. You can see there, it's got pretty beefy. I guess they're 25 square mil or some old thing. Wrapped in some kind of fibre, then wrapped in lead. Earthed across the lead. Timber grommets sealed with tar or bitumen or some kind of pitch through these little plugs on top. On each side, filled hot. And I think the back of these breakers are filled hot as well. They're loose, but they just won't come out, and they're some kind of Bakelite or what's that kind of plastic called? It's the same kind of stuff that light switches are made out of nowadays. It's kind of brittle, it's very hard to drill, but this might be Bakelite. Don't know. Hope's patent, Aeroflex flue vent fuses, 60 amps. So I don't know if they're, I don't know why there's 4 cables going in. This is what I haven't quite figured out, because there's two cables coming out, a red and a black, live and neutral, or line and neutral, or phase and neutral, whatever way you look at it. But I just think there's 4 going in, so I'm not going to break this open. This is cast iron, actually. I think the last one I had was Bakelite, so I think this one's older. I'm not going to break it open, because if you unscrew it, it's just sealed up with pitch inside. It's an absolute nightmare to try and dig through it. You could put it in the oven, I guess, and melt it out. I've started talking about that now. Yeah, going down a path. I'll maybe put up a video about that in the future. So there's that to do. And then I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's an interesting box, really. So you could use it like as a key safe or something like that. And these are an interesting switch. Let's just open it up. They're the same as more modern ones. Turn that off. Oh, it's quite a satisfying clunk. And then inside you can see the breakers are missing. There's one on each side, fuse on each side. That's the breaker itself, the switch there, because it just joins this to this. So the power comes in through the switch and then up to the fuse and then out again up at the top. That one's red, even though it's quite faded, and that one's black. Double pole isolation. Double pole double throw, I think is what it's called. And then over here there's a motor, which I think is an old washing machine induction. Well, it's a washing machine motor, but I think it's an old induction motor with an electromechanical timer. I took that out of a machine, kept all the bits. It might have been that New Paul machine, actually, or a different one, I don't know. But it's got a tacho and it's got some kind of speed control on it. That it's quite a complicated board, this. It's got a really big chip in it. It's got, I presume, a triac or What's the other one? There's different kinds, and it's probably not a triac, it's probably the older kind. Well, I say probably, don't know. It's got different kinds of switches in there, big resistors. So I was going to try and get that going, but I don't know if I'll bother. It's one of those things. And then in the silver tray, I've got parts of an extractor fan. It's an extractor fan with these louvered shuttered doors on it, but you don't see them very often. And I just found it and tested it, and it works fine, so I've given it a clean up. Likewise, this radiator over here, found this in a skip, works fine. The only thing that's wrong with it, it's missing one of its plastic legs. So you could put a timber leg on it, you know, the heat comes out the top, so timber's probably safer than plastic really, but people think that's a bit peculiar. You know, it works fine, I don't know what to do. It's gone dark outside actually. How long I've been talking? In the last 10-15 minutes. So yeah, there you go. The other thing I've done recently is I've bought another Allen scythe because it came with a load of blades, so there might be another Allen scythe video coming up on getting it going. It hasn't started in a while and doesn't want to start. Very weak spark. Might need the points resetting. Oh, lots to do. Bicycles, this and that. Right, I'll stop rambling on. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my playlists if you're interested in stuff. See you later.